Hey, this is Evan Mark Katz, dating and relationship coach for smart, strong, successful women, your personal trainer for love. Welcome back to day 4 of the 5 days to rediscover confidence and take charge of your love life challenge. You've already started uncovering patterns, setting higher standards, embracing your role as the CEO of your love life. Today, we're putting it all into action. We're going to be talking about how to show up with confidence in every single dating situation so you could finally attract the love that you deserve. So, confidence is my thing. Weird to say confidence is my thing, but really, my Love You course, my signature course, the entire first month of the course, right, is on confidence. It's before we do anything on online dating or relationships or communication or commitment. We got to get the baseline of confidence down. And the thing about confidence is that it is magnetic, right? I'm not going to deal with any quantum physics or law of attraction, but I will tell you that when you show up knowing your worth, people notice. You stop chasing approval. You start attracting the right kind of energy into your life. I know for a fact that women love men who were confident. That's not just a there's a story about, well, women like men just because they're tall or because they're successful. No, women like men because they're confident. Maybe because they're tall or successful, they're confident, but women really respond to men's confidence, and it works the other way around as well. But I do know, as we're talking about, that confidence doesn't always come naturally, especially when you've been hurt or disappointed in the past. So today, I want to drill down and give you very specific advice on how you could act with confidence, even if you don't fully feel it yet. Because the secret is when you act confident, the world will see you as confident, and it creates a virtuous cycle, right? Taking confident action leads to more positive experience. More positive experience leads you to have more confidence, and it feeds on itself. So here are 4 different ways that we're going to approach confidence, and you can write this down if you've been taking notes all along. So number 1, we want to talk about rewriting your inner narrative, right? What that means is, and this goes back to stuff we were talking about a couple days ago, stop questioning, am I good enough for him? And start asking, is he good enough for me? Right? That's such a key question, right? This is CEO mindset. It's not whether you have to win him over, convince him to love you or him to not abandon you, or that you're good enough, because that puts you on a hamster wheel you can never really get off of. You have to be good with you as you are, right? And if you're sitting behind that desk as the CEO, all that matters is, how bad does this guy want this job? Does he come in early? Does he stay late? And how do I feel about his performance? Not just when he's in the office, right? But in between. This is a serious full-time job, and most guys are not capable of doing it. So confidence starts with with this mindset. Is he good enough for me? And flipping that script from being the intern to the CEO. If I were Lance Armstrong and I made little bracelets, I would ask, if you ever wanted an answer to a dating question and you didn't want to sign up for coaching with me, ask yourself this question. What would a confident woman do? What would a confident woman do in this situation? How would a confident woman handle dating multiple men? How would a confident woman handle a guy who wants to have sex before you're ready? How would a confident woman handle this difficult conversation? So we need to get you from where you are right now to being that confident woman who could handle all of these situations with ease. Number 2, set clear boundaries. If you're a confident woman, you know what you want. You've spent the whole life sort of denying it, but you can't be afraid of your own needs. Why? Because you can only be happy with the man who is dedicated to your happiness. And if you don't tell him how to make you happy, then he's sort of set up to fail. Guys are going to act differently than you want them to. That's a fact. But the truth is, if you have a good guy on your hands, he actually cares about your well-being. So, example, if there's a guy who's inconsistent in communicating with you and he's your boyfriend, right? This is not a guy you've gone out with twice on Hinge, right? But if he's your boyfriend, I'll use my own relationship for example. I was in a relationship with my wife. It was really early on, probably first couple months. I work like an entrepreneur. I tend to work long hours. And she would call me at 5 o'clock every day when she was done with work. And I would get on the phone and be kind of grumbly and be kind of distant because I was still in the middle of working. And she said, hey, listen, It's okay that you work later than I do. I just want to talk to you. I want to feel connected to you. You're my boyfriend. So tell you what, work as late as you want, right? I don't care if you work until midnight. Just give me a call every single day to say goodnight. And we could talk as long as short as you want, but I just want to hear from you. My wife is not like a, type A, tyrant, boss bitch, anything like that. My wife is really easygoing. She just had a boundary. You're my boyfriend. I want to talk to you every day. And I was like, okay, sure. And sure enough, for the entire 22 months before we got married, I called her every single night. She never even had to call me once. She did not have to text me to remind her she was alive. She did not have to coerce me. I did it because she told me this is what makes me happy, and I wanted to make her happy. So you set clear boundaries, you're going to get a better result from your man. If you tell a man how to please you and he doesn't please you, what does that tell you? He might not be your man. Number three, show up authentically. Authentic is a buzzword. People have been using it almost too much to the point that it's lost meaning. But there's being unapologetically yourself, your quirks, your humor, your truth. I see this with a lot of my clients who are introverts, and they tell me, and I'm really good when I finally get to know a guy. I'm really funny with my friends. I'm really funny with my family. Problem with that is that dating is such a first impression game that you don't have an opportunity to warm up, to let down your guard. You need to kind of bring who you are everywhere. So think about who you are with your best girlfriend, the one that you've known for 20 years, the one that you are silly, the one that you are raunchy, the one that you are vulnerable with, right? Because that's the best version of you. Trying to mold yourself into who you think the man wants you to be is rarely a ticket to success. Remember, men are not about looks. I mean, they're about looks in as much as they're only going to swipe right on someone they find attractive. But ultimately, the thing that keeps him in a relationship are his feelings. Right? So the same way you respond to confident men is how men respond to women who are comfortable in their own skin. And I have, I quote myself all the time, but I want you to write this down so you don't have to, so you never forget it. And it could be one of your North Stars moving forward. You don't have to change to find love. All you have to do is change your choice in men. So you could be the same exact you that you are today, the confident version rather than the insecure version. And let's find a guy who's buying what you're selling, who really wants you. And we don't need all of them. We need one of them. Right? You change your choice in men and find the guy who really appreciates you as you are, you're all set. Number four, don't fear rejection. Right? Part of the thing about being confident is not that you avoid rejection, it's that you know that rejection is just redirection, right? It's the Thomas Edison line. I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that don't work. So if someone doesn't see your value, that means they're not the right fit for you, and that's okay. Rejection shouldn't erode your confidence. You're a catch regardless of whether any random guy on the internet validates that. And if he's not smart enough to see it, it is his loss. As I've stated, and I will continue to state, you should not have to convince someone to text you or call you or see you or commit to you. If you feel like you have to, and that's the only way to keep your relationship alive is to prop it up and give it CPR, you're probably dating the wrong guy. And remember, all relationships end in rejection except for one. Right? So it's not just you. Everybody has the same feeling. All the guys I like don't like me. All the men who like me, I don't like. I went out with 300 women before I became this guy. Right? 300. That means 299 of them didn't work out, and that wasn't always my choice. So understand rejection. Every single person who's wrong for you is just a step closer to the right guy, especially if you're learning. And if I told you right now you have to go on one mediocre date per week for the next 6 months, and then you would meet the future partner, you'd absolutely say yes to that proposition. I remember working with a client. Her name was Carol, and she was very hesitant to step into this level of confidence. She wouldn't initiate conversation. She wouldn't set boundaries. She was the person who things happened to, but she didn't make them happen. She was always afraid that somehow she would scare a guy away. But when I gave her the permission to just be herself and come from her authentic place, setting these clear expectations, walking away when relationships were not serving her, everything shifted. Here's what she said. For the first time, I feel like I'm in control, and the men I'm attracting now respect me in a way that I've never experienced before. That's the power of confidence in action. It changes not only how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. So your challenge for today I want you to practice confidence in a real life scenario. And it could just be tiny. In Love You, we're always celebrating small wins, a series of small steps that get you closer to your goal. So if you're online dating, send a message to a guy from a place of joy and confidence, assuming that the answer is yes. If you're seeing someone, let him know how he can make you happy. And there's language for letting him know how he can make you happy. You don't have to be critical. You don't have to be bitchy. I really love it when you. It turns me on when you. You know what would make me really happy? Eager boyfriend wants to know what turns you on, what makes you happy. And he will generally be pleased to deliver on that. All you have to do is tell him. And if you're not currently dating and you're on a break, you're already doing it just by being here. That is your actionable step. So the goal today, realistically, isn't perfection. We're not turning around a whole lifetime of insecurity. We're taking small, confident steps that move you closer to the love that you deserve. Imagine what it would feel like to approach every situation, every interaction with this sense of knowing that you're worthy, that you're doing the right thing, that you could trust your judgment, and that you could let go of anything that's not serving you. Tomorrow, we'll pull this whole thing together, talk about how to create lasting love without any of the anxiety that's held you back in the past. You are so close to success and you don't even know it. So your final challenge for today, share in the comments one thing you're ready to do differently as the CEO of your love life. Maybe it's getting back online with a new profile and a new positive attitude for the year. Maybe it's letting go of an intern who isn't meeting your standards and just telling him, thanks, it's been fun, but I don't see a future for this relationship. Maybe it's setting clearer boundaries with the guy that you're seeing right now. Drop your intended action in the comments on this video, and let's celebrate this powerful step together. I will see you tomorrow for day 5, where we're going to focus on building the kind of love that feels easy and lasts a lifetime, and you'll get an opportunity to join my new Love You community. You do not want to miss this. Can't wait. See you there.